At the start of the semester, I described myself with an early bird image, someone who plans ahead, stays organized, and thinks intentionally about the day. That same mindset shaped my agenda for this course. I came in wanting to finally understand the why behind the Algebra 1 procedures I teach every day and to strengthen the conceptual explanations I give my students. In my initial post, I shared my goal of connecting the abstract algebra from this course with the practical work I do in my classroom. Specifically, I wanted to take the ideas that often feel theoretical and use them to help my students understand the mathematical structures underneath the steps they memorize. This course completely reshaped how I see algebra. Concepts like identity, inverses, closure, and the idea of structure help me understand why students get stuck. Not because they can't follow the steps, but because they don't understand the system they're working in. As we worked through groups, rings, and fields, I constantly found myself thinking about my ninth graders. The course made me slow down and rebuild my own explanation from the ground up. Instead of seeing solving equations as just a list of moves, I started seeing them as a structural process. That shift had a huge impact how I explain algebra. The mathematical idea that influenced me the most was identity and inverses. I knew these terms before, but this course helped me see how foundational they are to everything my students do when solving equations. When we say undo the operation, what we really mean is use an inverse to reach the identity. Subtracting 5 brings a value back to 0. Subtracting by 2 uses the multiplicative inverse to bring it to 1. Once I started explaining solving equations through the lens of identity and inverses, my students began to understand why the steps work instead of memorizing them. On the education side, the idea that influenced me the most was inquiry-based instruction. As someone who naturally plans ahead, I used to feel like I needed to script everything, but this course helped me shift from planning answers to planning reasoning opportunities. Now I build in moments where students explore patterns, test ideas, and justify why something must be true. When students make those discoveries themselves, their understanding becomes so much deeper. At the end of this course, my agenda has grown. I'm still organized and intentional, but I'm planning differently. I'm planning for reasoning, for conceptual understanding, and for structure. Going forward, my goal is to make the underlying algebra visible to my students so math becomes meaningful, not mechanical. This course helped me see that abstract algebra isn't separate from Algebra 1. It's the foundation that makes everything make sense, and I'm excited to carry that into my own teaching.